Every now and then, a lure comes along, or a new product, or new something to do with fishing that you just know is going to work. This new lure, I've seen this lure before, and I've had this lure for a while, but I haven't had it in this way. I am really, really looking forward to getting to work out how to use this lure on barramundi. I'm super keen, especially with Mollusk shad being so hard to get. Which brings me to my next point. Mollusk shad. I hate to imagine the numbers of barramundi that I've caught on this Mollusk shad since I started using it, but I love the Mollusk shad, love using for barramundi, and I've caught so many on it's not even funny. It hasn't always been that way. I gotta go inside, this wind is ridiculous. And we're gonna be going barramundi fishing this afternoon in this. So right now, I'm in an Airbnb in Tenham, editing videos, cleaning cameras, charging cameras, all that fun stuff. Back to the Mollusk shad. So when I first heard about this lure a few years ago, friends of mine were catching barramundi on them and doing quite well in places like Timbra and I think maybe Kingston, can't remember, but I know Timbra for sure. I first got myself some, back then we're fishing at Wonga and barramundi a bit smaller. Thought it was too big so I didn't use it at Wonga. Used it at Callide, and to be honest, the first maybe 2 days out of our 3 or 4 day trip, I nicknamed Mollusk Bollocks. Oh, I could not catch a barramundi on this thing. And another buddy of mine came out to Callide and he was catching them, the Shad 140 in there as well. And it wasn't until you sort of got to get to learn a lure, so you got to understand, even if it looks very similar to what you're used to using, retrieve rates might be different, triggers might be different. And as you know, there's so many different things, like this is what it looks like in the packet, and this is what it looks like by the time I'm using it. I put the rod, swim bait rods in small rooms with fans. So it's not exactly straight out of the packet, but fairly close, minimal mods. Enough procrastinating. Biwa Capsies HD. So I've had a Capsies lure for maybe 18 months. Could be longer, could be around that. They didn't have a heavy duty model and they didn't have the weight that we needed for barramundi fishing. So the HD model, even though it comes with upgraded tackle, looks like the tackle might be a little bit light on for chasing barra. I haven't really looked at it yet. It's fairly heavy gauge hook, but it is a brown hook and we're used to using like the triple extra strong and 5X strong. But the important part of this new one is it's 43 grams, so 1.5 ounces and 6 inches long. So let's have a look. Made a mess of that package. So there it is. Capsies Cast HD. Already love the colour. Second, can tell a good barramundi lure by how soft the tail is. Look at that thing roll. The most important thing that I look for in a barramundi lure, that toe point. See how it's on an angle and it gives you a little bit of lure in front of it. That's going to give the all important barra body roll. Terminal tackle sits in there nice. It's a fairly substantial looking hook. Pretty solid. I don't think you're going to straighten that on a barra. I just still would rather it be a little bit bigger. Very impressed so far. Seems pretty tough too. Resilient. I think I'm going to try and work out a way, probably how I run my other cod soft plastics, to attach a second hook on the back through like a jig assist cord or something, but definitely by starting off with only that one hook, this lure is going to last a lot longer than running double hooks on the wire, etc., like I do on the Mollusk. I think already I'm probably going to cut these little fins off, only because of what I do with the Mollusk, and I really, really like and think that it makes a difference to barra lures having that body roll, and those fins are there for balance, which is fine, unless I don't want a balanced lure, which I don't really want a balanced lure for barramundi. Weight feels good. Might go chuck it in the pool and have a look how it swims. Action of that thing swimming in the pool is ridiculous. Very, very good. The only thing I didn't like, not so much I didn't like, it's very, very, very symmetrical. So even when you speed it up, slow it down, still tracks perfect, which I don't know how many of you guys have noticed, but if you watch a Molex, when you crank the handle a little bit faster or pop the rod or whatever, it blows out left, right, very jumpy, very flashy, which I think is responsible for a lot of triggers of fish that I trigger that up in the nose. So we'll see. Colours in these things are great. Very much old school barramundi colours that we've had for a long time. Colours that are proven. Just back in this wind, I'm just going to go and get another colour so I can set it up ready for tonight. Look at this colour. Might recognise this one, called Lavender, very evil minnow. So here's what I'm thinking. Swivel's got to come off. Allow for a double ringed treble. These fins, probably take them off, and I don't know what that bit is. I'm going to take it off, just because I have a bit of OCD. So here's what I'm looking at. Double ringed, size 1, STX. No fins, much sleeker, and then trimmed up tail, just because. Sexy ass colour. Next colour that I'm going to run with. Check out that. Same thing, double ringed. Size 1, no fins, trimmed up tail. Now that I've set them up, I'm going to run them tonight. So hopefully this wind backs off. Very excited about this colour and this lure. I think running them one single hook, the way they eat it, should be pretty good. Hopefully that one big treble at the front is enough to pin them. If not, they don't really want it. And that lure should last a long time. And also, with only running that one treble too, I reckon I'll be able to pop this out of the weed a lot better. But you'll have to watch some of my other videos now, see how this thing goes.